Giggle Gauge, Giggle Gauge.
Welcome to Giggle Gauge. We put jokes to the test, so stick around for some laughs, and don't forget to subscribe. Joke 1. The Unlucky Secretary. A secretary tried everything to impress her wealthy, elderly boss, but nothing worked. As a last resort, she decided to ditch her underwear and sit at her desk. When her boss walked in and noticed, he called her into his office. She walked in, excited that her plan had finally worked. A few minutes later, she stormed out, fuming. Her coworker asked, "What happened? You looked so happy going in." She groaned. "That old man asked if I was available tonight. I said, of course, then he handed me a 50-page report to type." Joke 2. The Smartest, Dumb Kid. A kid walked into a barber shop, and the barber whispered to a customer, "Watch this. This kid is the dumbest around." The barber held out a dollar bill in one hand and 2 quarters in the other. "Hey, kid, pick one," he said. The kid took the quarters and walked out. The barber smirked. "See? He never learns." Later, the customer saw the boy outside an ice cream shop. "Hey, kid, why don't you ever take the dollar?" The boy licked his ice cream and grinned. "The day I take the dollar, the game ends." Joke 3. The Guy Who Tried to Outsmart God. A man looked up to the sky and said, "Hey, God, is it true that 1 billion years to you is just a second?" God answered, "That's right." The man continued, "And $1 billion is like a penny?" God replied, "Correct." The man grinned. "So, can I have a penny?" God chuckled. "Sure, just give me a second." Joke 4. Doctor's Unexpected Diagnosis. During a checkup, I asked the doctor, "Doc, do you think I'll live a long, healthy life?" He shook his head. "I doubt it. Mercury is in Uranus right now." I scoffed. "I don't believe in astrology." The doctor sighed. "Neither do I. My thermometer just broke." Joke 5. The Religious Bear. A man was hiking when a bear suddenly charged at him. He ran as fast as he could, but the bear was faster. Desperate, he prayed, "Please, Lord, let this bear be a believer." The bear tackled him to the ground, then clasped its paws together and said, "Dear Lord, thank you for this meal I'm about to receive." Joke 6. The Misheard Word. One day, Max visited his friend Carl and saw his nose was swollen. "What happened?" Max asked. Carl sighed. "I sniffed a brose." Max squinted. "A what?" Carl winced. "A brose. You know, like a rose, but with a bee in it." Joke 7. The Golfer's Worst Fear. After getting married, Tim was cleaning his golf clubs when his wife said, "Tim, don't you think it's time to quit golf? You could probably sell those clubs for a good price." Tim's face went pale. "What's wrong?" his wife asked. "For a second, you sounded just like my ex-wife." She gasped. "Ex-wife? You never told me you were married before." "I wasn't," Tim muttered. Joke 8. Entrance versus exit. Patient, "Doctor, my backside hurts." Doctor, "Where exactly?" Patient, "Right near the entrance." Doctor, "Well, as long as you call it an entrance, it's gonna keep hurting." Joke 9. The Lucky Dads. Four men were in a hospital waiting room, anxious as their wives gave birth. A nurse approached the first guy. "Congratulations. You have twins." The man blinked. "That's crazy, I work for Twin Air Conditioning." The nurse turned to the second man. "Congratulations. Triplets." The second guy gasped. "No way, I work at 3M." The nurse then faced the third man. "You're the father of quadruplets." He chuckled. "What a coincidence, I work for Four Seasons Hotels." Suddenly, the fourth man groaned and put his head in his hands. "What's wrong?" the others asked. He sighed. "I work for 7-Eleven." Joke 10. Custody battle logic. In a custody hearing, the judge turned to the mother and asked, "Why should you have custody of the child?" She said, "Your Honor, I carried him for 9 months and brought him into this world." The judge nodded. "That's a fair point." Then he turned to the father. "What about you, sir? Why do you deserve custody?" The father took a deep breath and said, "Well, Your Honor, if I put money into a vending machine and a soda comes out, is it mine or the machine's?" Alright, that's all the jokes. Now, let's put them through the Giggle Gauge and rate them one by one. The Unlucky Secretary, 7 out of 10. This joke sets up like it's going in one direction but flips it at the end. The expectation is that she finally won her boss over, but instead, she just gets more work. It's relatable, it's unexpected, and it works. Not the funniest joke ever, but still solid. That's why I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. The Smartest, Dumb Kid, 9 out of 10. This one is great because the kid plays the long game. The barber thinks he's proving the boy is dumb, but in reality, the kid knows exactly what he's doing. It's clever, quick, and has a satisfying punchline. A joke that makes you think and laugh at the same time deserves a 9 out of 10. The Guy Who Tried to Outsmart God, 8 out of 10. A simple but effective joke. The guy thinks he's making a smart request, but God flips it right back on him. The timing makes it funny, and the joke doesn't waste any words. It's clever and gets straight to the point, so I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Doctor's Unexpected Diagnosis, 9 out of 10. The best part of this joke is the misdirection. It sets up like it's an astrology joke, but then the doctor drops a completely different kind of punchline. That twist makes it funny, and the delivery is quick and smooth. I think this joke deserves a 9 out of 10. The Religious Bear, 8 out of 10. This one is funny because it plays with expectations. The guy prays for the bear to be Christian, thinking it will spare him, but instead, the bear prays before eating him. That kind of irony always works, so I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. The Misheard Word, 7 out of 10. This joke is a simple wordplay. There's no deep setup, just a quick misheard phrase that makes you chuckle. It's not the strongest joke in the bunch, but it does its job. I'd say this one is a 7 out of 10. The Golfer's Worst Fear, 8 out of 10. The humor here comes from the way the punchline sneaks up on you. The guy isn't actually married, but he panics like he's had an ex-wife before. The unexpected twist makes it land well. That's why I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. Entrance versus Exit, 9 out of 10. This joke works because of how blunt and savage it is. The doctor's response is brutally logical, which makes it unexpectedly hilarious. Short, simple, and funny. I'm giving this one a 9 out of 10. The Lucky Dads, 9 out of 10. This joke builds up perfectly. At first, it seems like just a coincidence, but the last dad completely flips it. That escalation makes the punchline land hard. A well-structured joke like this earns a 9 out of 10. Custody battle logic, 10 out of 10. This one is brutal but genius. The logic is ridiculous, yet it somehow makes sense, which is what makes it so funny. The punchline is risky, but it pays off perfectly. For that reason, I have to give it a 10 out of 10. That's a wrap on today's Giggle Gauge. Let me know which joke was your favorite in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.